The intent of this video is to address the effectiveness of Japan's World War II early warning radar system with regard to the capture of Iwo Jima. This video is in response to comments provided to the channel's released videos, Exploring B-29 Bombers Saved by the Capture of Iwo Jima, and the questionable value of Iwo Jima's P-51 Mustang escorts to B-29 bombers. Typical channel subscriber comments are shown here. The gist of the comments is, your analysis needs to take into account the loss of Iwo Jima's early warning radar system. This map shows, in chronological order, the central and southern island hopping campaign sequence by listing the island and date of invasion. The Iwo Jima invasion took place on February 19, 1945, and is listed as invasion number 56 of 78. Bombers flying a direct route from Saipan, Tinian, or Guam to Tokyo would follow these routes. The Japanese adopted Iwo Jima as part of its early warning alert system. As we shall see, the keywords are part of. B-29 bombers would fly within Iwo Jima's radar system. Mainland Japan could now be alerted to the incoming bombers. This July 1944 weekly intelligence map outlines the known defensive fortifications on Iwo Jima. Iwo Jima's radar stations are shown here highlighted. This image from a June 1945 report, Defensive Installations on Iwo Jima, shows a damaged radar antenna taken after the island's capture. All of the reports in this presentation have been declassified. This image from a February 1946 report, Survey of Japanese Anti-Aircraft Artillery, shows a typical Japanese radar antenna. Japanese radar was considered primitive and was subjected to interference by bomber electronic countermeasures and chaff. The Japanese fire control equipment and directors were considered 10 to 15 years behind U.S. technology. This chart, from the same source, outlines the type and capabilities of various radars the Japanese adopted in World War II. Note that the Germans provided the Japanese their advanced Würzburg radar specifications, but the Japanese only succeeded in completing the fabrication of a single unit by the time the war ended. Japanese radar range is discussed in this early warning section of the Japanese Anti-Aircraft Artillery document, which states, radar sets, either Army or Navy, with ranges of 120 to 180 miles, were installed along the entire coastline. So what was the impact to the loss of Iwo Jima's early warning radar? The Japanese had ample warning of the approaching B-29s with or without Iwo Jima. Out of Japan's entire integrated air defense system, the only component considered effective was the early warning system as defined in this Japanese anti-aircraft artillery document, which states, against our B-29 raids, the Japanese early warning service was the most efficient and effective element of their air defense. The integrated air defense system includes long-range early warning radar, fire control radar, radar-controlled searchlights, fighter vectoring system, fire control system, and anti-aircraft artillery. Many B-29 bomber tactical mission reports indicated the Japanese were well aware the bombers were coming. A common example supporting this statement can be found in the May 29th mission to Yokohama. The tactical mission report states, because of the fighter reception that awaited the P-51s and B-29s, it is believed that the Japanese had ample early warning. In this July 6, 1945 B-29 mission to Shimsu gunner instruction sheet warns, all gunners alert and in position with full equipment from a point 30 minutes prior to the time you make landfall. Between Iwo Jima and Japan were the Japanese-occupied Bowen Islands, as shown in this map, reflecting the state of Japanese-occupied territories as of April 18, 1945. These islands were never invaded. The Japanese placed early warning radar on these islands, as shown in this May 30, 1945, Black over Japan Intelligence Memorandum. Iwo Jima is located down here. Tokyo is located here. Recall, the direct route from Saipan to Tokyo the bomber stream would take is shown here, just skirting to the right of Iwo Jima. The small highlighted circles on the islands represent Japanese early warning radar stations. There are 15 early warning radar stations, many with overlapping coverage, between Iwo Jima and Tokyo. The cross-hatched concentric circles represent various radar ranges based on the plane's altitude. In addition to land-based radar stations, 39 observation picket boats were integrated as part of the early warning alert system. Contained within the early warning section of the Japanese anti-aircraft artillery document, almost without exceptions, witnesses stated that at least 1 hour's warning notice was received on all large raids of B-29s. In the section covering artillery intelligence services, the document states, against B-29 attacks, the anti-aircraft artillery invariably had ample early warning to enable them to have their guns and searchlights manned and their radars in operation. In summary, losing Iwo Jima as an early warning radar station does not appear to have any effect on the B-29 bomber missions, given that multiple tactical mission reports indicated the Japanese had ample warning anyway prior to or after the capture of Iwo Jima. Japan incorporated a robust, redundant, early warning radar system along its coastline and extending out to many remote islands. Iwo Jima was just only one of 16 overlapping radar stations between the Marianas and Tokyo. The Japanese bombing target was provided at least an hour's notice of the incoming bombers. Do you agree with the video's conclusion? Let me know if you think the evidence provided sufficiently addresses the negligible significance of losing Iwo Jima as an early warning station.